Hey, Fit Family, Shayla Darty here, your personal trainer who is doing a health and fitness do-over in the year of 2024. So in today's video, I am going to be building my macros. And if you haven't taken a listen to my podcast on should Christian women use macros, that I will put it in the link below, but that would be a great starting place because obviously I'm going to be building my macros. So you know part of what my answer is for there. On whether or not I believe we should be using macros. So go and listen to that first if you haven't already, but I am going to be using my own macros made simple guide that I have created for Christian women. And let me actually go and open it. If you don't have the macros made simple guide, go ahead and grab that. That will also be in the link in the show notes, but it just gives a really great overview of what macros are, should we use them, how to create them, and then also how to make it into a lifestyle, because macros are a tool. Like having the numbers for macros are a tool, but it is what this PDF does is it doesn't just tell you how to create your macros, how to lose weight and go into a deficit, maintain all of those things. Also teaches you how to reverse diet, but then it also teaches you how to use it for a healthy lifestyle, which would be using the hand method, like how to transfer macros into my hand portion control method, the hand method, my SD Fitwell hand method that I teach all of my clients and most of my clients use for their weight loss journeys. And so with that, though, I am on page 18 of my Macros Made Simple guide, and I am going to be doing the math here. So I give a calculator for how to get your basal metabolic rate, and from there, we figure out what my activity is, and we figure out what my maintenance calories are for my current weight. And so my current weight, and I'm sharing this with the world, I am 5'2", so just FYI, I am little. I'm also postpartum, and so my weight is definitely different in a different place than it usually is. So I actually just weighed. It's middle of the day. Usually I weigh in the mornings, but just weighing middle of the day, I'm 125. I usually range, but like 115 is really my sweet spot when I am normal. A little bit less when I'm a little bit leaner. 112, 113 is really where I feel the best in my body and feel the strongest. But 115 is really where I'd like to get back to this year, because that means that I am gaining muscle mass, lean muscle mass, and that my body is running at optimal levels. And so that is just where my body feels good. And typically 115, 118 range, I would say, is kind of where it settles most of the time. And so I am going to be doing some math here. So I'm going to bring up my handy dandy calculator. My son is napping right now. And okay, so I have a calculator for women and for men. But for women, I am doing, all right, 4.35 times my body weight. There are different ways you can calculate your macros. You could even find a macro calculator online, plus 0.7 times my height in inches. So I'm 5'2", so I'm 62 inches. All right, 0.7 times 62. All right, 7 times my age. I am 32. All right, 7. All right, let's see. Okay. 5.35 plus 2, 4 minus 50. All right. What I got was 1339.75. So that's just like maintenance. When I say maintenance, basal metabolic rate, that's like no activity. That's just what my body needs on a solid level in order to live life. Like that's not including waking up every day, moving, walking, being active with my kids, all of those things. So that's just like, okay, this is absolutely the amount of calories I need in order to survive life. So for me, that looks like 1339. I'm going to go ahead and round that up to 1340. Just, I'm okay rounding. And then from here, okay, so then I choose my lifestyle factor and my exercise factor. Which helps give me my total daily expenditure, energy expenditure every day. Okay, so I am lifestyle. I would say I'm lightly active. I'm moderately active right now with 3 kids. And then light exercise. Okay. So I am going lifestyle factor. I'm going to just go with light activity. And then light exercise. It's really important when you're also doing this, like if you're figuring out the lifestyle factor and exercise factor, that you're honest with yourself. So often we're like, oh, I'm like on my feet all day long, but like I haven't been wearing my Fitbit lately, but if I were to look at my Fitbit, excuse me, it wouldn't say I'm as active as I think I am. And so it's really important to reflect and be like, okay, am I as active as I really am? Or as I really think I am? And so, okay, I'm going to add 0.7 plus 0.6. 1.35. Now, what I'm doing with that number, a lot of this probably may not make sense if you don't have my Macros Made Simple guide. So go grab that, or go grab a macro calculator online somewhere and you can figure out your macros that way too. I like to do it by numbers because it just really, I feel like I have more control over that and I can see the inner workings of it rather than it computing that for me. So now what I'm going to be doing is taking my basal metabolic rate, 1340, times my lifestyle factor, which is 1.35. And I am 1809. So I need about 1800 calories a day just for a maintenance level. So that's where I am. I'm averaging this at 1800 calories. So from there, what I'm going to do is break that down into protein, carbs, and fat. For me, I prefer a higher amount of protein because it just fills me up. It makes me more energized and it keeps me fuller longer. So sorry guys, that's what happens when you have a newborn. You're just tired all the time. Okay, so I am going to do 0.1 gram per pound of body weight. So I'm 125. Remember, I'm just creating my maintenance macros right now. 125 grams of protein. Then I have to turn that into calories. 125 times 4, because 4 grams of protein, or it's 4 calories per gram of protein. So that is 500 calories. So 1,300 left. So what I want to do is, I am calculating, you can calculate your carbs or your fat first. I'm going to do my carbs. I'm probably going to do about 60% carbs, or in the book, it breaks down again, like the remaining calories, you want 40 to 70% as your carbohydrates. Your fats are going to be whatever's left over. And so that's what I'm trying to figure out personally for me is, okay, would I rather have more fats or would I rather have more carbs? Not right now, because I need easy things on the go. It's probably going to be higher carbs. So I am actually going to split it though, 50-50, and do 50% carbs. So that is about 160 grams of carbs. All right, which is 600 calories. My remaining 650 calories are 9 grams, 72 grams of fat. Okay. So now I have my macro numbers. I am going to be shooting for 125 grams of protein a day, 160 grams of carbs, and 72 grams of fat. Now, I'm going to turn that into the hand method because I prefer to utilize that than counting calories. And so if you grab my book, a palm full of protein is 20 to 30 grams. And so for me, I'm going to shoot for a palm full being 25 grams. So 125 divided by 25 equals 5. So I'm shooting for 5 palmfuls of protein. A cupped handful of carbs is 20 to 30 grams. And so again, I'm going to shoot for 25 in that medium range. So 160. So about 6.4. So I'm probably going to round that down to 6 cupped handful of carbs. And then 1 thumb of fat is between, I think, 7 and 12 grams. I am going to, let me see, actually, I'm going to bring it up here. Seven to 12 grams. Okay. Again, this is in my macros made simple guide. So I am going to, I'm going to do the middle range of 10 grams. So it's going to be about 7 thumbs fat. And that is going to make up for my 1,800 calories every day. So I'm going to do shoot for 5 portions of protein, 6 cupped handfuls of carbs, and 7 thumb worth of fat. And those are my macros for this week. And I am again on maintenance. And then in a few weeks, after I've been on maintenance for a little while, I will go into a deficit once I am sleeping a little bit better with our newborn. And because he will be, in a few weeks, he'll be pushing about that 3-month range. And so hopefully he is sleeping so much better at that point. But macros are a great tool in order to help establish our baseline, to teach us how to be more intuitive with our eating. If you don't know how to intuitively eat, macros can be a great tool for that. And so go and listen to that podcast, grab my Macros Made Simple guide, and let's work through our macros together. If you are in my SD Football app, then you can message me there and I will help you look your macros and just make sure they are good for you, because I do this for a living. I'm also RP certified, which is Renaissance Periodization. I have their certification. So I am a macro specialist and I know how to make them work for you. So let me know. And if you need any help, head to my website or email me at Shayla Darty. You can find me on Instagram at SDFitwell or email me shayladarty@gmail.com. And that is how I'm working my macros. And now this coming week, I will start following my macros. So the action this past week was just to create the macros. And so that's what I've done. And I get to check that off my action list. And I am working on week 4 now. So let's go and do this.